intention for this is women in that age range that I found myself in, 27, 28, waking up, so 30 to 45 or so, where they are kind of looking back and looking forward and saying, this is not what I anticipated my life to look like. I feel stuck. I'm overwhelmed. I don't have time for my kids. I don't have time for my husband. I feel disconnected from myself. Who am I? Why am I here? This is not what I thought I was going to do when I grew up. This idea of really being able to lean in and reconnect to herself.
Thank you for tuning into Time for You Evolve for female entrepreneurs. Remember, you have what it takes to achieve greatness. Your time is now. You're here with me, you're ready to change lives, and you're ready to change the world. Isn't it time to skip over the confusion and start creating sustainable and consistent results? We're going to pull back the curtain and start giving meaning to life in this podcast. Time for You Evolved. Hey, my name is Lisa Carmichael, and I am obsessed with everything online. It's no secret, in this crowded and highly competitive business world, we need to stand out. It's even more important at a deeper level to stand up for ourselves. I am a farm girl who grew up shy with zero confidence. If someone had suggested that I would eventually start a podcast, I would never have believed it. As a farm kid, I had the unique opportunity to embrace a holistic approach to life. All the seasons of growth were lessons that have helped me and other female entrepreneurs find success when they've been stuck and struggling. The Time for You Evolve podcast is here to help you navigate business online so you can be laser focused and help you navigate the messy and the magical in every season of your business. Pull up a seat to hear the tried and true secrets that other female entrepreneurs like you are facing, and get ready for real talk while you learn. This is the Time for You Evolved podcast. Hey there, entrepreneurs, ready to work smarter, not harder? Then you're in for a treat. Let's talk about video marketing, the smart approach that attracts, retains, and converts faster than any other strategy out there. Hey, I get it. Video marketing can be daunting. You know, you should be doing it, but you're not quite ready to take that leap, or you're frustrated because you're not looking like a pro. Hey, I get it. Who can blame you? Creating videos can be frustrating, time-consuming, and downright intimidating. That's where Big View comes in. It's the solution for your frustration. With Big View, you can create professional videos with ease thanks to its teleprompter app. I've been using Big View for years. Did you know that? Big View is an app that has saved me a lot of time and hassle. The app makes it easy to create professional looking videos. It's an online teleprompter that allows the presenter to keep eye contact with the camera while reading the text they need to speak. Using a teleprompter app allows the reader to sound natural without cue cards or notes to fumble or looking down while you're speaking. And the best part is that Big View allows you to focus on your performance and delivery so your confidence shines through. You get to keep eye contact with the camera while you're reading your script. Whether you're a marketer, a blogger, a trainer, a freelancer, a publisher, or business owner, Big View is designed with you in mind. If you're ready to take your video marketing game to the next level, click on the Big View link on my website, lisarcarmichael.com/bigview. Join me and be the best presenter you can be and learn how to make great presentations. And that's lisarcarmichael.com/bigview. Thank you for joining me here on my podcast, Time for You Evolved.
And I want to welcome Dina today. Dina Lantzer is a transformational coach, speaker, and soon to be author who's overcome more adversity than most people face in a lifetime, from early childhood trauma to navigating mental health challenges, rough marriage, and raising a child through addiction. So, Dina's an entrepreneur. She's had a journey that, like I said, most people don't have. It has shaped her unique approach to healing and helping other people. And her upcoming book really will dive into her experiences, and it offers the readers practical tools for creating their own breakthroughs. Dina is a coach, a speaker. She is the epitome of dedicating herself to helping others move past their struggles and step into a life of purpose and freedom. And no tongue in cheek about the step, because cat out of the bag, Dina just broke her knee, which doesn't sound so bad, but it sounds horrific after the conversation that I had with her. So welcome, Dina, and let's hear just a little bit about yourself and then maybe share what happened with you with your knee and how that's been going.
Appreciate that introduction. It was just fantastic. I'm so excited to be here talking to you and your audience. Well, you did an amazing job introducing me. I feel like you've encapsulated everything. The one thing that does really come to mind to express is that really strong driving force probably in me to help others find freedom, find their authentic expression, break free from those limiting beliefs, because I know how crippling, pun intended, they can be.
I love that you're taking that, you're learning from everything that you've gone through, because we can stay stuck on struggling, or we can learn from it and help others, and that's what you're doing. That's
Honestly, that is who I am designed to be. That has probably been the biggest breakthrough aha moments for me, is recognizing and literally stepping into who I am just designed to be, and not resisting it anymore, not feeling ashamed by it anymore, not feeling like I need to stay small and insignificant, because that's the way I was raised. I'm a typical Gen Xer. You should be seen and not heard. In my
oh,
family, it wasn't good to be seen either. So I learned how to behave as an adult like that, and certainly developed a whole lot of beliefs about myself because of that. And it has been 20 years since my suicide attempt, 24 years, where I really started to step into an awareness of who I am versus who I thought I was, who I was raised to be, if that makes sense.
oh, definitely. And being in our age group, it's that fear factor that we're always afraid of someone finding out who we truly are. And until we embrace our uniqueness instead of hiding it, and I guess I grew up always trying to hide who I really was because I didn't want anyone to know how unique I was.
Yeah. Did you feel like you just didn't belong?
Oh, for sure. Is that kind of where you came from? Is that where you were at when you made that suicide attempt?
Well, I was 27 when I attempted suicide. So psychologically, in that developmental phase between 15 and 25 to 28 for most people, their frontal lobe hasn't really fully developed. And so you're living through this limbic system and really just living out the persona that you were kind of programmed to be before you were 6 years old. And when I kind of woke up and my frontal lobe came back online at 27 or so, I just recognized this massive depression, this massive weight hanging over me. I'm not happy. I'll never be happy. This frustration of the environment that I was raised in. And my dad was bipolar, diagnosed bipolar, and he was an alcoholic. And so that was the life I lived. And it wasn't until like this, I can't say it was a breakthrough moment. It was one of my first breakthrough moments when I was 27 and attempted suicide and came out of the hospital with this new understanding that I had been wearing a mask my entire life. I don't know who I am. And I said this little prayer, and it was basically, God, if you're real, show me that you love me. And the next day, everything changed for me. Like literally the light, the sky was bluer. It's like I had sunglasses on my whole life before that, and I felt good. Now it could have been the meds kicking in. I originally thought it was the meds kicking in. The following week, we went up to Minnesota to visit my husband's family, and we ended up at a church. And I realized that it wasn't the meds, it was my prayer that was answered. God was showing me that I was loved, I was lovable, and that was amazing. So I spent the next 12 years or so really invested into creating a whole new identity, based around the idea that I'm a child of God. And that massively changed a lot about my life. The unfortunate thing is that I recreated my childhood suffering in my new church family. And I don't want that to be abrupt to some listeners, so I don't know exactly who your audience is, but I assume that I'm just going to be safe to say whatever I need to say.
Explain what you meant. I'm curious.
So I grew up with a narcissistic, abusive father and a very codependent mother. And the majority of my pastors were narcissistic, ego-driven men, and had a church full of codependent followers. And I just recreated, like literally when I was 27, 28 years old, and adopted this new belief system. I literally recreated my family unit outside of my family unit. It's just the whole thing all over again. Now, instead of being physically, mentally, emotionally abused, I was also now spiritually abused. And it was really difficult because when it really started to manifest itself was when our daughter, at 16 at the time, well, actually she was 14 when we found out that she had been molested by a close family friend who I led to the Lord. They went to church. And both of my daughters were molested by this man. We homeschooled, we did everything to protect our kids because I was also molested when I was a child. And so I just kept repeating the pattern. And it was when that happened, the church just was not there. They were blaming, it was the most devastating part, I think, about the whole thing, is because these people that I thought I could trust and that would help and would be there for us were not. And that's when, honestly, I started to look again, because I thought something's not right here. And not that I've really changed my religion. I didn't. What I call it now is that I've deconstructed my religion. Man does a really poor job of representing God. And so now I have a really great relationship with myself and the God part of me. There were moments in my life where I literally treated God like my dad, because it was some outside authoritarian bully father figure that I had to somehow please, and I could never do enough to please. And so I would, like I did as a teenager, rebel. And I got to the point where I learned that that is not who God is. And that is not certainly my God. And it's such a poor interpretation of who God is. God is love, unconditional love. And if you have unconditional love, that means there's no conditions to love. Sorry, this is going off on a tangent you may
Dina,
not have intended.
Dina, I would love to give you a hug right now. I feel the pain that you, well, I don't feel the pain, but I hear the pain that you went through. And for me to say I am so sorry is not for me to say, but I can give you a hug and let you know that you are a beautiful woman right now. And I don't know what the trigger point was that flipped the switch for you that day, where you realize that everything comes from within. It's just amazing. So thank you. I really appreciate you sharing that. And you are even diving deeper into sharing that message. And how are you, what's your plan for doing that? I know your plan, but please share today.
Well, it's interesting because, like I said, this has always been in me to want to share and teach people, number one, that they are sovereign beings. They were born sovereign, and we just forgot it. We got lost. There's a beautiful analogy in my book about the transformation of a butterfly. And in this idea, as I was writing this first Toastmaster speech, I've always heard it said that the caterpillar becomes the butterfly. The caterpillar goes through this chrysalis moment and becomes a butterfly. And as I was preparing for a Toastmaster speech, it dawned on me that is not accurate at all. The butterfly is just born a caterpillar. And it's recognizing that we are inherently butterflies. We are sovereign beings. We are so much more magnificent than what we can speak or imagine. But we've been programmed by people who were programmed, by people who were programmed, by people who were programmed to be small and stay small so that we would never recognize our sovereignty. And it's just so awesome when you can step into the full authentic expression of yourself and taste that freedom, expand your wings and fly. And you have to be able to do that. That was the biggest lesson I learned in falling and breaking my knee, was that I was so scared to become that butterfly and fly away, because what happens when you fly away is you might lose your caterpillar family. And this fear and this guilt and this hardship about me deciding to be the most authentic expression of myself and throw back those wings and start flying, in the possibility of losing all my caterpillars. But I learned that those caterpillars are never going to learn to fly unless they see somebody else flying. And that's who I am. I'm in human design. I'm a 3-6, and we're not going to get into that whole thing. You can look that up. But a 3 is an experimenter. My entire life is about experimentation. And the 6 is a role model. And that is what I'm here. I'm here to experiment and experience all kinds of different things so that I can transcend them and transmute them and transform them to be the role model that other people need to see so that they can spread their wings and fly too.
Okay, so Dina, changing things up a bit,
Yeah.
you have a couple of programs that anyone can take part of. You have a transformation class. Is that what you are coming up right now?
Right. I have this program that I've kind of downloaded a couple of weeks ago, and it's called the 20-day turnaround. And I'm so excited. October 2nd, I'm launching it. And it's going to be 20 days of intense habit change, really. It's that kind of like a chrysalis moment for some people, right? In the idea that we're going to do some challenges to make sure that you are able to step into the life you'd love to create. Most times people aren't able to do that because they wake up to the same alarm clock and to the same stuff over and over and over again. So I want to be able to take somebody through 20 days. That seems crazy, but it only takes 20 days to change a habit, they say. Actually, it takes 3 sets of 20 days, but this will be a good start of a momentum for people to get 20 days of no complaining. Let's get the negativity out of our lives, right? Checking in with yourself on a daily and then moving to an hourly basis of checking your vibration, checking where you at, what are you thinking about, how is that affecting you? Checking in with I'll be able to create something that I call morning messages, and it's just an inspirational morning, just pick me up, a reminder from me about how brilliant you are. And then a bedtime blessing. So again, right before you go to sleep, you're going to be able to listen to a blessing from me again. So you're going to sleep in that high vibration reminder of how sovereign you are and how amazing you are. The idea is to go from stuck to sovereign.
Beautiful. And let's talk about that sovereign. What can you describe and define sovereign?
Wow, that's a good question I hadn't thought about. Sovereignty to me is ultimate freedom. Ultimate freedom is ultimate responsibility. People don't like that idea necessarily. To recognize that you are responsible for everything in your life. You are creating the life you're living right now, and you're responsible for it. And when you learn to take responsibility, that means taking that sovereignty, taking back that control. You're not the victim to any life circumstance. You are the creator of what's happening. And that's so hard for people to hear sometimes, because I get it. I grew up in a violent household. How did I create that? It doesn't matter.
So who is this geared for? Who do you see being attracted to this 20-day program, this transformation class?
My intention for this is women in that age range that I found myself in, 27, 28, waking up. So 30 to 45 or so, where they are kind of looking back and looking forward and saying, this is not what I anticipated my life to look like. I feel stuck. I'm overwhelmed. I don't have time for my kids. I don't have time for my husband. I feel disconnected from myself. Who am I? Why am I here? This is not what I thought I was going to do when I grew up. This idea of really being able to lean in and reconnect to herself. I find that there's that age range between 30 and 50, 30 and 45, that 15-year cycle or that 15-year range is when people are really starting to recognize that the life that they intended to live may not be what's happening. And they're feeling stuck and overwhelmed and exhausted and maybe filled with anxiety. And for me, holy cow, recognizing that I was unintentionally recreating in my children what was created in me. My children were victims of my unconscious behavior. And I'm so grateful that even in that, I have amazing relationships with my kids. Amazing.
I
Even
love
my
that.
even my oldest who went through her sprint of addiction and, you know, dealing with basically, I mean, it was her way, book textbook style example of what happens when a child's molested. And so she went down that road and is back and doing amazing. She's incredible. I'm so proud of her. So proud of her.
I'm glad,
And
so glad to hear that.
and we just have a great relationship. I just have a great relationship with all of my kids, despite despite of all of the stuff that I did as a mom.
Well, and you mentioned the unconscious behavior, and I think that sometimes we just get lazy and we go to default and we pull in what we've been programmed. And if we're proactive and do these transformation or even take your transformation class, we're trying to change those recordings so that our subconscious, unconscious level here's something different than all those bad things that,
Exactly.
yeah, that we heard growing up. So
Exactly.
I love that. And then you are almost ready to become a published author. Yeah, I saw your book cover. It's very exciting. You are such an amazing person, Dina, because you are, how long has it been since you broke your knee?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. That's a long time. It may not seem like a long time, but when you're in the middle of it,
Wait, I
it's
promise you it's been no, I'm sorry. It's 2.5 months.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
not 6 weeks.
8 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, you're learning about your body and you're learning about yourself. And what a wonderful time when you're in a valley to dig deep and ask yourself, what am I here to learn?
Hey, this is not my first rodeo.
Oh, good.
I've been
Well, good,
trying to
but
get my attention. I've been trying to get my attention for a long time. And it's interesting, and I share this in the book a little bit about when I fell. So we were 4 days away from going to Miami, and I fell. And immediately I was like, what? What did I do? What
oh
did I do?
no.
What's the message? What's the message? What's the message? I could just recreate this message. What do I need to get rid of? What do I need to heal? How do I need to fix this? Because it was devastating. Because we were going to Miami in 4 days. I've never seen the ocean. I've never been to Florida. I've just none of it. And so we were so excited. And this was like another massive form of sabotage. And I'm like, why? What did I miss? And at first, I really thought I could just reverse it. I really did. Like I was miracle. I'm going to make a miracle here. It's funny when I think back as I wrote this book and having to revisit really what I was thinking about now I look back, you're like, oh my God, you look completely delusional, Dina. But the first step of grief, right, is denial. Let me tell you, I am the queen. I was so excited though, as it really kind of came around to this idea that I was not going to Miami in 4 days, not going to like get back to business as usual. I'm going to sit because I can't do anything else for the next 3 to 6 months, is what my doctor finally said. And that was this, okay, Dina, you gifted yourself some space here. And really started to recognize the gift that I created in breaking my knee, because I had appendicitis in 2019. But the difference between having my appendicitis, so just again, brief story, I had appendix that was so swollen that they couldn't operate. And so I've had appendicitis 3 times now and still have my appendix. I think she's good now. But what I recognize the difference between that slowdown and this slowdown was because the appendix, I was sick. Like I was in bed, fever, didn't feel good for 3 or 4 days, and then kind of started going out. Like within 2 weeks, I was back to normal, ready to hit the ground running again. I cannot run from myself now. And I'm unfortunately really hard-headed that I needed to throw myself down the stairs in order to stop myself long enough to say, sugar pie, stop running. You need to sit, and we need to heal some things, because you have a mission and you're ignoring your mission, and you have a purpose, and you need to step up and fly.
Beautiful. And I can see you giving that advice as you in everything you do as a coach and a speaker. And and are you going to be going to Miami eventually?
Eventually. That
Yes.
was one of the things that we were going for a conference.
Okay.
And so everything was bought, paid for, done. We were going specifically for a conference. And so we won't go for the conference. But I did recognize in the idea that it was 2 weeks. We decided we're going to Miami in 2 weeks, and we just did it. And it kind of occurred to me, in 33 years of being married, my husband and I have gone on one 10-day road trip vacation. We never had a honeymoon, unless you count Lincoln, Nebraska at Red Lobster, a honeymoon. We've never really traveled anywhere. Our vacations were to the state that we didn't have family living, that we had family living in. And that was it. And we've been to Mount Rushmore twice. And this idea that we could book a vacation to Miami at the last minute in 2 weeks and just decide to go, all of a sudden I was like, why in the world haven't we just done this? Because it always felt like an impossibility. It always felt like we always had something else to do, and something else was more important. And I was like, no, I'm going to see the ocean before I die. I'm going to put my toes in the sand, and we're just doing it. So that will certainly be on the agenda for the winter, springish, in that February, March, maybe my birthday. Our anniversary is March 29th. So maybe I'll just book a trip to Miami, March 29th.
I love the clarity that you found with this, because we rush into things because we think the timing is right. When we slow down, that's when we enjoy things a whole lot more. So I'm glad you've realized that you probably, unfortunately, did yourself a big favor. You just don't see it right yet, right at this
Oh,
point.
I do. Nope. I 1000%. It's there. It's
Well,
there.
as you can see, Dina is a lovely person to have a conversation with. And how can listeners find you, Dina?
My website, probably justina.com.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook. I do have a coaching page. I'll probably reactive. So I'm not a very regular anything social media. I come and go, and I know I upset algorithms when I do that, but that's just the way my energy moves. There are moments where I'm inspired to do something or say something or be on social media to whatever degree, and then there are weeks that I'm not. So I know that's not necessarily always consistent in that regard. With the 20-day transformation or the 20-day turnaround program, we will have massive access to me for 20 days. We will be in a secret container on Facebook, a group. Not only are we going to be live every day with morning messages and bedtime blessings, but there will be some downloaded material, whatever teaching I feel like I need to share at that moment will come through on the 20 days. You're also, I failed to mention this. I'm also going to be doing a one-on-one coaching session with everybody who comes in. So that will be independent of those, of the group live sessions.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll include your website link in the show notes. That way people can reach out and ask you any questions that they have about the transformation class that you'll
Perfect.
be offering. Okay. Very exciting. And is there any advice that maybe you'd like to share with our audience of female entrepreneurs that you know now that you didn't know when you first became an entrepreneur?
Yeah, that would be, you're never going to be happy until you become the full authentic expression of yourself. No matter what you're chasing, no matter what outcome you're chasing, whatever goal you're chasing, why you're doing what you're doing in order to achieve the goal that you're looking for, unless that is aligned with the authentic expression of you, like fully you, like you when you were 5, 6 years old, that little girl that glowed like a princess, or she showed up as an astronaut or a dinosaur, and she just was herself and she didn't care what anybody thought of her. At 3 years old probably is that better time frame, because by 5, I've already seen with my granddaughters, by 5 they're worried about what other people think, but my 3-year-old could give a crap less. She is the full authentic expression of herself and loves every aspect of herself. That's what the Bible says. You got to become like a little child again. And that is the key to being happy and being free and living, making a living and living a life you truly love to live. I've been an entrepreneur for years. My husband and I have had a business for 7 years, but it was not the full authentic expression of myself. I've done a lot of things over the years to make an income, sold a lot of things that I love selling, but I was not expressing myself authentically. And now I am. And there's nothing that's going to stop that now. Can you tell?
Yep. Yes. You know, when we start, yeah, and what you're really doing is you're standing up for yourself at the deepest level
With crutches.
with crutches, with crutches. Beautiful. Well,
Just
I hope
crutches to stand up for myself. Yeah.
well, you know, you have to be creative. Entrepreneurs have to be creative and find different ways to stand up for ourselves. So you're doing it. So beautiful.
It's interesting. In my book, again, there's an aspect that talks about the awareness that I had of not needing approval from my husband or validation from my husband. We've been together since I was 20 and he was 17. And for the longest time, we needed each other for survival. And so, of course, we needed each other's validation and approval. And it was literally just a couple of weeks ago when that light bulb went off, like, I don't need your approval. I don't need you to validate ideas for me. And there was just like this an extreme, beautiful moment of myself to go, I approve of you, Dina. And whatever you think or do is valid for me. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, including your husband. That was a little fear, anxiety moment for my husband and going, oh my God, she's going to leave. But no,
Well, and
I'm
I
like,
think
no.
that's that, what you were saying about you were looking for validation from God, from your father, and from your husband. And now you're on this journey to help women, female entrepreneurs, stop staying stuck and stop depending on others and start getting to know themselves at the deepest level.
Yes. I
Mm.
love how you put those together.
It's
Brilliant.
been a journey.
It has. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
excited for this next chapter. So excited.
and I am excited for you. This is really exciting. I'm glad we connected. And
So nice.
so I hope you can take a moment to go to Dina's website. It is justdina.com.
Yep.
So she's making it very simple. So you can
Right.
use your unconscious mind so that you can work on other things in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh. You're making it happen, Dina. This is so exciting. So thank you for joining us today. And do you have any other closing words that we didn't discuss that you would love to share?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
my message is to show up as yourself. I give
Beautiful.
you permission. If you need permission, here's your permission slip, baby.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much. I really
Yeah,
appreciate you. What a
of
fun,
course.
what a fun conversation.
Wow, I am so grateful for our conversation today with Dina Lantzer. Dina is just one of those women whose story just stops you in your tracks. Dina's story is truly one of resilience and transformation. She's been through it all, and yet here she is, standing in her power, helping others break free and find their purpose. The name of her upcoming book is Breaking to Breakthrough, a journey of healing transformation. Let me just say, it's going to change lives. I know her words are going to stay with me, and I hope they stay with you too. What a gift she is.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Time for You for Female Entrepreneurs. If you loved this episode as much as I did, head on over and rate and subscribe so you never miss an episode. New episodes drop every week, and if you want to support the show, leaving a review goes a long way. A special shout out to our amazing partners and sponsors. Their support allows us to continue bringing you engaging content every week. And with that, a big thank you. I look forward to seeing you next time. If you're ready to supercharge your email marketing and automation game, look no further than my favorite autoresponder, Active Campaign. It's the ultimate all-in-one platform designed to turn your contacts into customers and your customers into loyal advocates. Imagine having a tool that not only understands your customers, but anticipates their needs. That's what Active Campaign does. With its powerful customer experience automation, you can create personalized journeys that nurture leads, drive sales, and build lasting relationships. The biggest reason I chose Active Campaign after trying other autoresponders is because I wanted to make sure my emails were being delivered and not going into spam. I need to know that my emails actually get to the people I'm emailing so that I have good engagement rates, response rates, and click-through rates on every email I create. Then I can have peace of mind that what I send out about my blog posts or upcoming events gets delivered and that people get to read what I write. And since it's just me, using Active Campaign saves me a bunch of time because I've been setting up automations that I can just drag and drop, allowing me to save hours of time. Not only have their pre-built automations and integrations saved me time, I'm able to power a personalized marketing plan throughout the customer's life cycle. In the end, I really want to personalize my message and make sure that each person is getting a unique email tailored to them, because I don't want to be sending bulk cookie cutter emails. I want to make sure that my customers and community is getting things that are tailored to them as much as I can. Email marketing doesn't have to be crazy where you're not just pushing information. Active Campaign teaches you how to be pulling information as well. I appreciate the value I've received from Active Campaign when it comes to creating and managing email campaigns. The support through webinars, live chats, and live study halls have been very helpful in maximizing their platform and a great alternative to those other email services I've tried in the past. Active Campaign allows me to build a business without relying on advertising. It has simplified my marketing processes, saving me time, which allows me to focus on what I do best, serving my customers. Whether you're a small business or just starting or a seasoned entrepreneur, Active Campaign scales to meet your needs and grows with you. If you're ready to up your marketing game, go to my website, lisarcarmichael.com/activecampaign. That's my partner link, and sign up for a free trial. Experience firsthand the power of Active Campaign and take your marketing to a new level. Don't miss out. Stay ahead and stay automated with Active Campaign. Go to lisarcarmichael.com/activecampaign for your free trial. Hi friends. Today let's have a heart-to-heart about something that's been a significant part of my life, skincare. As a busy female entrepreneur, I need a skincare routine that's quick, easy, and super effective. Turning 60 didn't bother me because I've been taking care of my skin every day for 20 plus years. I didn't always, but I'm glad I did start when I did. Let's fast forward to 1 year ago, and let me tell you about a game changer for me. I stumbled across my secret weapon, Droplet. Droplet is not your typical skincare company. It's a revolutionary approach that delivers personalized monthly skincare subscriptions tailored to your specific skin type. The magic lies in the Droplet Micro Infuser, a device that creates microscopic droplets from formulated capsules, expelling them at a high velocity to infuse ultra-concentrated active ingredients deep into your skin. Now, I'm a self-proclaimed skincare junkie. I've tried it all, from serums to spa treatments, and even once selling a natural body care line. So when I heard about Droplet, I knew I had to give it a shot. I can confidently say it's made a remarkable difference in my skin and my routine. The Droplet Skincare Micro Mist Infusing Device is a game changer. It uses a gentle mist to penetrate ingredients 20 times deeper through micro mist technology. It works with formulated capsules similar to an espresso machine, allowing you to infuse the treatments that are right for you into, not just onto, your skin. Here's how Droplet works. Choose your serum, collagen, retinol, glycolic acid, or maybe a lip plumper. Insert the capsule, hold the device to your face, and press the button. A fine mist of the serum is released onto your skin, targeting your face, your neck, chest, anywhere you want to focus on. These misting capsules have transformed my skincare routine. The results are incredible, from increased resilience to fading hyperpigmentation. Why do I love Droplet? It's quick, easy, and the capsules are recyclable. No cleanup, no hassle. And here's the bonus. Droplet's formulas are clinical strength, dermatologist recommended, cruelty-free, sulfate-free, paraben-free, gluten-free, soy-free, fragrance-free, and vegan-free. It's a skincare lover's dream. If you're looking to level up your skincare routine and evolve beyond the basics, Droplet is your answer. Plus, they offer free skin consultations with their estheticians to address your skin concerns. Investing in a good skincare routine and self-care is crucial for any woman, especially us busy entrepreneurs. First impressions matter, and you want to put your best face forward. It's time to evolve and embrace the next level of skincare. Head over to the Droplet link on my website today, where you can start your own personalized Droplet routine. Here's to glowing, radiant, and fiercely beautiful you, no matter what age you are. Go to lisarcarmichael.com/droplet.